Arashi Castel of Sin, the final cut. Well, this game originally dropped for the PSVR 1, but now it is getting the love and attention that it truly did deserve, as honestly at the end of its life cycle of the PSVR 1 is when this game dropped, which meant it didn't have the graphical fidelity because it was working with, PS4, and of course it never had the chance to really do what it should have done, as this game is truly one of the only true ninja experiences, kind of akin to something like Ninja Gaiden, that you can get in virtual reality. Well, I'm so happy to be able to tell you today that this game is coming out for PSVR 2, it's coming out for PCVR and Quest 2 and 3. Woo, that's a long list. Also, I wanted to say this video is sponsored by Skydance and Arashi Castel of Sin. They've so graciously sponsored the channel to allow me to talk about this early experience that I got to have in the game, and of course share with you the fact that it's coming to those platforms. So make sure you check it out and hit that wishlist button, as I'm sure they'll be grateful for that. But now it's time to jump into some of the gameplay and talk about the mechanics of the game and how it works, my thoughts and feelings on it, pros and cons, and some of the things that I want to highlight about this experience. Now, of course, I got to do this in person with the developers, which was super cool because they had like this freaking dope statue of one of the bosses from the game, and of course just in general it was lovely to meet the development team behind this. Now, I did get to jump in and check out the demo of like the very early section of the game, which is cool because I got to meet the dog, and oh my god, you can pet the dog and give him a little cheeky scratch and his leg just starts kicking away. Honestly, I don't know why that's the highlight of my experience in this absolutely epic game, but you put a dog in front of me in VR and you can tickle him, well then you're having a good time because you give him a good old scratch behind the ear and he puts a smile on your face. But not only that, that dog is also a weapon that you can send off to really help you stay stealthy and attack the bad guys. On top of that, he's just the coolest companion you can have in the game. Now, like I said before, this game is very akin to something like Ninja Gaiden in the sense that you do want to do it kind of stealthily. You don't have to. And hey, when I tried, I didn't do it very stealthily, but nonetheless, you really can take this how you want, but I really recommend, and the game kind of wants you to play it with that little bit more of a stealthy edge to this. Now, you get some very cool weapons in this, things like the katana and a little mini katana, as well as a bow and a bunch of other cool things you get throughout it, like ninja throwing stars and all that sort of stuff. There's a ton to be able to do when it comes to all of those things, and combining them and how you combine them is truly the way that you'll experience the game. Pretty freaking dope. Now, honestly, the game, the movement and everything else in this game looks phenomenal. Now, going through this, you're going to fight a bunch of different bosses. I got the experience of fighting the very first boss, and they said that it couldn't be done, but I destroyed him in the most unique way. In fact, actually breaking the developers' minds because I did it in a way they'd never seen before, which is kind of crazy, but that's the Rhys the King way, I guess. Anyway, jumping in there though, felt very solid. The only thing I had a slight issue with, which is something they're going to tweak, was a little bit of the combat. Felt slightly clunky sometimes, but they have said to me already that they're going to address that, and this is going to be done and ironed out by the time we get access to this game when it's fully out for you guys and gals. Really, that's the very smallest gripe that I actually had with the entire demo itself. Other than that, it felt incredibly solid. When I say feel clunky as well, it's not bad, it's just sort of like it just needed that last little bit of refinement in order to make it feel very fluent, because the thing is, you want it to be a very fluid movement when you're fighting like a ninja at the end of the day. So they've said they're going to fix that, no issues whatsoever. I'm excited to say that they're listening to the feedback already and they're going to act on it. Now, in the actual game itself, you get around by using like a grappling hook, which is freaking dope, and honestly it's handled really well in the game. It feels good, you feel the immersion, you feel the speed of moving through the air when you go into that thing. It's not like one of those blackout type moments, you actually get to feel that, which I think is very cool, and it could have been handled differently, so I'm really glad that they picked to do it that way. There's a ton of movement options in there, so don't worry, you're going to find those comfort options that are going to suit you. I found that going through the tutorial, it was very explanatory as well, taught me how to play the game very well, and hopefully there'll be a little bit less hand holding once you get through that tutorial stage. Of course, I only played that first mission, which is the hand holding mission, so I can't really answer how it's going to be once you get out the other side of that. Honestly, all in all, my thoughts on this is it's flipping dope. The doggy, dope. The graphics, very freaking dope, and honestly the gameplay in itself felt very solid. Fighting the first boss felt cool as well. He was like flicking around between these statues, coming back, then you get more and more and more of that boss until you ground him down and destroyed him like I did. So yeah, honestly, great experience. Definitely want to go check out once it's ready to drop. I'm looking forward to playing this myself. I can't wait to get into this style of game. We're really lacking in the ninja side of games, and having something like Ninja Gaiden, which I was a huge fan of when it it came out originally. So yeah, for me, this is a bit of an excitement for me, and I'm pretty hyped to really just jump in and play this game. If you're interested, make sure you check out any of the store pages. I'll leave them all linked down below so that you can go find it for yourself. And of course, hey, support this video by smashing that like, subscribing, and a massive thank you to the sponsorship of this video, because honestly, without that, they really do keep the wheels a-turning around here. Thank you so much to everyone for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.